That one probably has to feel good against a team like the Warriors. For BI, obviously his best performance since coming back. What do you think got him going so well tonight?
You could tell from the start of the game that he was playing at a different pace. He was aggressive. He had intention. He knew where he wanted to get. He got to his spots, jumped up, shot the ball, got to the free throw line. So it's pretty much what I've been talking about. Brandon just had to. It took a couple games for him to get into rhythm.
Gary Clark played some clutch minutes there at the end when that lead got really whittled down. Was that for matchup purposes? Are you seeing something out of Gary that you really like out on the court?
I'm seeing a lot from Gary that I like, but it was also to match up to their small unit. They do a really good job of cutting, driving, kicking, and we needed guys in there that could switch screens and get out and contest shots. And Gary came in and gave us a huge lift, especially late in the game.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that with Gary Clark and what he has done on a day in and day out basis, Coach, to warrant the opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities.
Yes, he is. He's just sound. He doesn't hurt you, and he goes out. He guards multiple positions. He's high IQ on the basketball floor, and he can shoot the ball. All things that we need.
It's a game, Coach. There's a lot of body blows. I mean, it's just one of those defensive struggles. But again, when you're in a situation like that and the shots aren't going, just how important is it to keep playing defense and give yourself a chance to win a game?
It's extremely important. The Warriors are a great defensive team no matter who they put on the floor. These are hard games to play in. We prepare for Steph, for Draymond, Toscano Anderson, and those guys are out. They're some of their main guys, and now you get Kuminga, who's driving in there, and Bielisa, he's a part of the rotation, but now everybody is stepping up, and they're just playing hard and scrapping, and those are just tough games to play in, but our guys hung in there. We did what we needed to do down the stretch, and a win is a win for us.
Jordan Poole had, I think, 1 point going into the fourth quarter there. What did you just think about the job Herb did on him and him just being active defensively in this game?
Tremendous. Herb Jones is he's a ferocious defender, and he's just becoming a more sound basketball player as we progress. And I've been saying it all year, but we are excited to have him on our team and excited to see what he's doing for us.
Every team's going to have nights where, the shots aren't going in. But what did you think of the job that you guys did as far as getting into the penalty and also just kind of getting to the basket in the last couple of quarters?
Well, I thought we did a great job of attacking the paint. They don't have a ton of rim protection. They're a great defensive team, but you take Draymond off the floor and he's orchestrating things and moving the chess pieces on the defensive end. We felt like we could get to the paint, but they're still one of the best teams in the league, and they had some guys out, but we just went in and scrapped and did what we need to do to win the game.
Yeah, and they threw a couple funky defensive looks at BI. They threw some zone out there, some box and win. How do you think he handled that, knowing what he needed to do, especially when you don't get as much offense from Devontae and JV tonight?
I thought he was great. He came to the bench a couple times and had some recommendations based on how they were guarding him. And he just said, hey, use me as a screener. They're hugged up on me. I can get guys open. We can get open looks, which we did and he did. And I thought he just was sound all together tonight. He rebounded the ball well. He had 6 assists, got to the free throw line, and he was efficient. All things that Brandon was doing even before he got injured.
And how important is it for your number one scorer to be able to have that relationship with the coach to come over and say, hey, we need to do this, we need to move the pieces around like that? How much has that developed over this season, and how important is that as you guys progress?
It's extremely important. Those guys are on the floor playing, and they have ownership in that. And it's my responsibility is if they see something, if they like something, then we need to give that a look. And that's the relationship that is continuing to grow with me and our guys.
Let's go to Zoom.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on that victory against Golden State. It's James Hill. When you look at Josh Hart and his contribution, he can score the basketball, he can defend, run the floor, dribble, pass, do a little bit of everything. Talk a little bit about Mr. Hart.
Yes, Josh is he's a basketball player. You put him on the floor and he gets things done. And that's game after game. And the thing that I love about Josh is that he just competes at a high level no matter what time score situation it is. He goes out and he lays it out on the line.
Now, the rook you just mentioned, Herb, can you talk about him? And he's a guy who's going to get better every day.
Yes, Herb has been great. And, you know, speaking of Josh, Herb is learning a lot from Josh. He talked about it in one of his interviews, how he's learning where to be on defense, his positioning, and then attacking early in offense. And I think it's helped him. But both of those guys on the floor, they can guard multiple positions. They're tough. They're competitors. And they allow Brandon, Jonas, and Devontae to do more scoring and not carry the defensive load.
Coach, in closing, with B.I., it looks like he would be a great all-star. Just looking at his body of work and his numbers, what do you see there?
Oh, he's definitely an all-star, no doubt about it. And, you know, he's putting up all-star numbers. And we just want to continue to put him in situations where he can be successful, our team can be successful. And Brandon is one of the best players in the NBA, in my opinion.
Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you.
Hey, Willie, it's Andrew from ESPN. More to Brandon and seeing the box and ones tonight. What does it say about him as a player that, you know, teams are throwing box and ones at him, you know, in the course of NBA games right now?
Well, I joked around with Mike Brown that he's going to throw the kitchen sink at us, which he tried to running their defense. But Brandon is going to demand those type of looks defensively, boxing one, triangle two, whatever it is. They're going to try to take the ball out of his hands and try to force other guys to beat us. But he does a great job, and we continue to talk about it, how important it is to trust your teammates. I think he's doing that at an all-time high, and we want to continue to look, if guys are open, make the next pass and trust that they'll make the next best decision.
And then, it's a weird stat, but in your three lowest first quarters this year, you guys have actually come back to win the game. I think it was Dallas, the Clippers, and then now this one. What does it say about your team where you can, I guess, keep them composed and eventually get things going even when you come off to some slow starts?
This is a resilient group, and they've been doing it all season. I mean, we started the year, I think, 1-11. So more importantly, having them understand that, look, we're going to go through some adversity. We're going to hit some bumps in the road, but we're going to stay together, and we're going to keep grinding, put our heads down, and keep working. And there's no difference when we get down in the first quarter. We just stay together, we stay poised, and we go out and execute.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Herb, they put you on Jordan Poole for most of that game. Just what are some of the things, you were looking out for, I guess going into that matchup and being matched up against him?
Yeah, I knew he was super skilled offensively. And he's almost like Steph. He never stops moving. And I just tried to stay alert and make it super tough on him defensively, to force him into some tough twos and some tough threes.
Yeah, Brandon looked, really in control offensively early in that one. Just what do you think about him kind of getting into a rhythm tonight?
I mean, I feel like that's normal for B.I. to, come out and just play the way he plays. Everybody has, ups and downs throughout the season, but I feel like that's pretty normal for him. He's super talented. And, just coming out, like being super aggressive, I feel like that set the tone for us to be more aggressive and try to figure out ways to get him more looks.
And a couple weeks ago, you were telling us, hey, I think I'm doing a decent job on defense. I just got to stop fouling people. What's been the key to kind of getting that part of your game under control, not taking yourself out of the game with the foul trouble?
Just showing my hands, and instead of reacting to refs, just trying to figure out what I need to do in order not to get a foul called on me. And I feel like the refs respect that a lot more on any level. It's been working, and I'm gonna try to stay out of foul trouble moving forward.
And I think a big talking point amongst Pels fans is Herb getting the whistle, getting more respect from the whistle. I guess, do you kind of feel yourself getting more respect from referees and having a better understanding of what you need to do to not get those fouls on you?
Sometimes I feel that way, but I still try to approach it like I'm not gonna, get the benefit of the whistle and just try to be super sound on defense.
Herb, with about a minute and a half left in the game, you drove from the top of the key, I think against even two guys, and got yourself a score. What did you see on that play? And is that a good example of when you try and pick your spots you've talked about to us on the offense?
Yeah, they told me to be aggressive. My teammates trusted me, late with the ball. The play we was running, I kind of figured that they would be super locked into, our two main guys. And once I seen the lane, I just attacked space.
Go to Andrew Lopez on Zoom.
Hey, Herb, obviously we talked to you a lot about your defense, but wanted to ask you about the play that Gary Clark made there at the end off the switch and being able to get back. What did you kind of see on that play?
I thought GC was out of the play. He kind of surprised me, when he got the block. But I was about to tell him, to get up and try to contest. But before I could say anything, he had blocked the shot. And so I just went down and told him good job.
For you as a defender, how hard is it to have to chase a guy around like Jordan Poole all night and then just, obviously I know it affects you physically, but just what are you trying to go through trying to chase him through screens and things like that?
Man, I'm just out there doing whatever my teammates needed me to do. I feel like that started with in the off season, leading up to the season, just being in the best shape that I can be in and be able to, run around and chase guys around, getting through screens and just making it super tough on them to score the ball.
James Hill.
Hey, Herb, it's James Hill. You come in SEC Player of the Year, and you come in with a lot of talent, and you're working hard. Just talk about your rookie campaign so far with the Pelicans and just going out and getting buckets and just competing.
The first thing for me was resetting my mind, coming in knowing that nothing was going to be given, and I just had to come in and work hard and do whatever my teammates needed me to do for the team to win. That was my mindset, just coming into pre-draft. I didn't care, what a lot of people were saying about me. I knew whatever team picked me, I was going to come in, work hard, and just try to be an everyday guy. And I was lucky to come to New Orleans. And, I feel like it's working out pretty well for me. For right now, I know we're only halfway through. There's a lot more games to be played, and hopefully I can stay consistent.
Thanks, sir.
Talk about the success and winning tonight against Golden State, a great team, and it's got to feel good to earn one at home.
Oh yeah, it felt great. I feel like we all played together, came out, we competed offensively and defensively. And I mean, we just, we just tried to stay super locked in. Defensively, we knew they were going to come in and shoot a lot of threes. Try to make it super tough on those guys and attack them offensively.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Willie was subbing you in there for defensive purposes there at the end of the game. Seems like you guys are doing some switching. Just what you see on the play where you made the block on the perimeter there.
I just remember we had switched and he had shot one from the logo because we wasn't aggressive in the switch, and we call it red attack. And so I saw the play they had drew up before because they tried to run it. And I don't know what happened, but they didn't get through to it. So I knew I was going to be the guy to switch on to Poole. So I just, wanted to sit down, not let them get a three, be aggressive, but without fouling, and knowing they're trying to get a three off. Play really hard and just, try to beat him to his spots. And, he went really hard left, and I tried to, beat him to his spot thinking he was going to go get a layup. But when he stopped, I hit the brakes and just try to contest without fouling.
Yeah, and, we've seen you hit a number of threes here in some of these games. Just how comfortable are you feeling about your role offensively with this team here?
I feel really confident. I think that's one of the things when we came here was I saw that I could help, bring a boost of, from the outside of perimeter, knocking down some shots, spreading the floor, making it easier for, guys like B.I. and Josh and DT and Big Fella, JV, being able to operate, run a deep corner, just providing that space for guys to be able to work within their game.
Yeah, we've seen this season, maybe more than any other season before, it's important for everybody to be ready, even if you're not with a team. I guess what's been the key for you to make sure you were ready for that opportunity once it came for you?
I think, that's the storyline of my career so far here in the league is just everywhere I've been, I've just always been ready, whether, when I was in Houston, my rookie year, playing behind guys like PJ, and some of those veterans, they at that point, those guys are pretty old, so they don't want to play as many minutes and things like that. So, D'Antoni would sometimes just tell me right before a jump, you're just starting tonight. So, I think that's just been operating how I've operated since I've become in the league and just being a professional. Even when you're not playing, it's frustrating and, it kind of gets in your head a little bit. But, one of my vets last year, or 2 years ago, told me the work brings confidence. The confidence comes from the work. And it's just one of those things that has just never left me. I think just it's really like the baseline of who I am now is just, always just overworking so that there's zero doubt in any part of my game when I go out there defensively or offensively.
And part of the reason why you were able to get a couple open looks tonight, because Warriors just throwing all type of weird looks at B.I. defensively. Just what did you kind of see from them, what they were trying to do defensively, and how B.I. kind of handled that?
I think they were, messing up a lot of the coverages. They didn't want to switch. They were trying to switch some guys, and, Jackson is such an elite roller that it puts so much pressure on the backline guys. So guys like E are trying to overhelp, worried about them messing up the switch and also getting Jackson off the rim, that guys like B.I. and Nikhil can, make the swing pass to me in the corner. And I don't need much space to get my shot off, whether, regardless of who's closing out. So just stay in space and, just being able to read and be ready to shoot.
You talked about how that block you had towards the end of the game was big. What are your impressions of Herb Jones? Tonight he had a career-high 5 steals. Have you ever been around a young rookie like Herb who's come in the league and just made such an impression so quickly?
Nah. It's definitely very impressive. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like Matisse Thybulle in Philly. As good as their hands are and how quick they are to like making reads that, a lot of guys can't do. And they get away with it because they're so long with their arms and just how quick they are. And, their IQ is just, especially like you see her make some of the reads he makes. It's just like, wow, like this kid's just like, he's already thinking what's happening. Like a lot of guys are really smart when it comes to, offensively and, where to be defensively. But to just kind of be an on-ball defender that always is just reading the ball and knowing guys' tendencies is very impressive as a rookie. He's definitely, he doesn't play like a rookie at all.
Go to Andrew on Zoom.
Hey, Gary. I guess it's been, a little bit more than a month now that you've been with the team. So what have you been trying to do in that time to get yourself in position to make sure, you're in a spot to be able to, be able to close the floor against, teams like Golden State tonight?
Just, again, the work. I think My only off days have been travel days, if by any means that were, we got in the day that it was an off day. But other than that, I've just lived in the gym with my player development coach and just got my conditioning up to a really good place and just staying in the weight room and getting a lot of game-like reps and just always just being just locked in. Is the only term I can use is just no matter what happens, no matter how much time, just always been ready to shoot. And no doubt, there's never a doubt in my mind as to my ability to play the game on both ends of the floor. In my rookie year, it was a lot of times where I was the guy getting picked on, as far as like put me in pick and roll because we want to go at him, and now it's like turned full circle that I'm in the defensive unit at the end of the game. So, I think it's it's just a tale of just developing yourself and just taking pride in defense and taking pride in just being a reliable knockdown shooter on the other end.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Recording.
Like they were throwing a bunch of different looks at you. I think you got a little box and one in there, even maybe.
Yeah.
Just what did you think about? What was it like just trying to attack them? You know, playing a bunch of different types of defenses.
I think tonight was my best adjustment. I kind of noticed it real fast and just try to figure out a way where I could be effective. Just setting screens. I saw that boxing one. I wanted to try to take two with me, being a screen setter and try to get my guys open and just continue to be aggressive. I know in other circumstances with a boxing one, I would have stopped being aggressive, but I just try to continue to be aggressive and try to be effective for my teammates.
Yeah, I think Willie mentioned that, you know, you came over to him on the sideline and say, hey, use me as a screener, that'll help open some things up. You know, how good is it just to have like that open line of communication and a head coach who, you know, will listen to you like that?
It's encouraging, you know, just to have a player's coach, a guy that has actually been in a uniform and been out there. It was good for us tonight to screen away and get into our offense and get a good pace to what we were doing on the offensive end. And on the defensive end, we were really, really good too, especially with Herb at the forefront of everything. He did a really, really good job on on-ball defense, especially on Jordan Poole, and it definitely pushed our offense out.
I know you've said before that's something you wanted to focus on coming into the season, being able to recognize stuff during the game and make adjustments. I guess what's been the key to kind of getting to that point where you're seeing what's happening and able to adjust and make plays off of that?
I think the key to it is for me to be the aggressor first, trying to make the right decision, but also just being aggressive and seeing how the defense is going to play me tonight, and then try to make an adjustment off that, whether it's for me to score the basketball, to be the guy to be the screen setter, or get into the paint and kick it out for the guys on the wings that can shoot the basketball. And it's been different every single game, but I've tried to notice it in the first quarter and the second quarter and try to make sure that I have it by the second half.
And something we asked Herb about before was, you know, his aggression on defense early in the season sometimes led to him getting in foul trouble a little bit. How much have you seen him kind of adjust that part of his game and kind of prevent himself from, you know, kind of taking himself out of the game because of fouls?
Yeah, I mean, and I think he felt this way. I think when you're a rookie, it just feels like you always get those calls, or you don't get away with a lot of stuff. But I think as he continued to be aggressive, they notice who he is as a defender, and he's able to be smart and stay in front of guys and use his hands and deflect and block shots, and he's very, very good at it.
When you're as established as you are as a scorer, and then you have two games like the last two where it's 8 out of 36 or something like that, does that affect you in any particular way, or do you just flush it, or how do you move on to where you're above 50% tonight and scoring 30 points?
Well, for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it takes a toll on me throughout the day and the next day until we can get back on the floor and I can go and flush it out. But for me to flush it out is for me to continue to play. Today was me flushing out the first game back, the second game back, and trying to figure out if I can get back to a rhythm tonight, if I can get to my stuff and feel good in my legs and my lower body. And today was definitely a good night for me. My body felt good. I felt good going to the rim. I had a rhythm. I had a good touch to my shot, so I felt really good.
Brandon, as a team, you guys struggled from three-point range, but Gary came in, made 3 of 4 from deep for you guys, and he also came up with that big block. What have you just seen from him in his game, and what's impressed you about his play?
What's impressed me is he's playing his role. You know, a lot of young guys come in and they try to figure out, trying to figure out what they're trying to be in the league, and he knows what he can do well, and he just does that. Catches the ball, shot ready to shoot the basketball, and he's been efficient. He's been efficient shooting the basketball. On the defensive end, he made a huge play and that's something we need out of him.
You can go to Zoom.
Hey, B.I., congratulations on that victory. It's James Hill. When you give them 32, 11, and 6, it spells a victory. Just talk a little bit about the game tonight against Golden State.
Tonight, I think we just followed the game plan. On the defensive end, we were locked into the players that we needed to be locked into. Andrew Wiggins got off to a good start, but we had guys that tried to defend him, stay in front of him. We had guys on the help side that were really, really good. JV was really good. Herb was really good. Josh Hart was really good. And we just continued to try to follow the game plan. On the offensive end, we just try to execute our stuff. We knew they were on a back-to-back, so we just try to push our pace. If we didn't have anything in transition, we just try to execute our stuff in the half court and get the best shot. Get the best shot in the half court. And that was pretty much the game. We executed and we played defense.
Can you share your thoughts on continuing to lead this franchise, continuing to go out the old-fashioned way and earn it and work hard, and the fruits of your labor, and it was a W tonight as you move forward as an all-star?
Yeah, I mean, not only me, my teammates, we've committed to each other every single day. That we're going to come in and get better, just get better and practice, and try to, whatever we do in practice, try to bring it over to the game. We know our practices are really important. We know our shoot-arounds are really important because we don't have much practice time. So our preparation has been really, really good for games when we have practice and when we have shoot-arounds. And I just continue to stay with our guys. We have some really, really hard-working guys in our organization, and it's important for me to be the leader of that, but it's important for them to also work their hardest so we can be the best every single night. And that's what I've been seeing. Every guy has come in and done something on the basketball floor every single night. Everybody has came in and done their work and practice and their shoot-around. So we just continue to get better.
Thank you, B.I. Good luck going forward, and good luck in Toronto.
Thank you.
I just had one quick follow-up. I was wondering how you would just describe the overall style of tonight's game took on, where the teams combined for like 52 missed three-pointers in regulation, and what was the key to kind of adapting and prevailing in that kind of game?
Yeah, I mean, just having a shooting night like that, I mean, it all comes down to the defensive end. What we can do on the defensive end, how many stops we can put together in a row, how many stops can we put together, period. And finding other ways to score. We have guys that can slash to the basket. We have guys that can get to the rim and create and knock threes down. So it's just a matter of how we can mix it up and how we can be efficient on the offensive end and get the best shot.
Thanks, B.I.
Thank you.